What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Bird Flock podcast. We're joined by a second-round pick in the 2019 CFL draft and a Saint FX alum and a wide receiver for your Montreal Alouettes. It's Kaion Julien-Grant. Kaion, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you guys for having me.
So obviously, you just re-upped your contract. I think there's a lot of sighs of relief in Montreal, just about having you re-up that contract. What was that process of your first experience in free agency kind of like?
It was kind of nerve wracking, but
Yeah.
it was like a good little vibe, I guess. Like having knowing that other people want you or that Montreal really wanted me back.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just good to feel wanted essentially, and knowing that I put in the work last season and the off season to earn it.
Yeah, and I think now you're heading into your fourth season. But in high school, you were actually a dual sport athlete. You played basketball and you played football. At what point did you decide to just stick with football, and why was football the choice?
It was literally came down to where I was gonna get where I can the best path for me to go pro, and the other thing was basketball. I'm 6'2". So yeah. I literally could have won either way, but I liked football. Football, I was just more natural.
And obviously, your dad played some ball too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how much has he kind of, and he played for the Owls, right?
He did, and then
Yeah.
I don't know the picture where
Okay.
it's like the office, but that's a Tiger Castle picture.
Okay. So and
But
how much has he kind of helped you throughout this whole process, throughout your career? The draft
definitely,
process.
he just always just gives his input when needed. Like, you won't tell me what to do, but if I come to him with a question, he's been there, done that, right? So it's just always refreshing to have someone that's been there.
For sure.
And look, again, in your free agency, you came back, re-up 2 years. Tyson Philpott actually came on the show a couple of weeks ago before you had signed, and basically said that he was constantly in your ear, man.
Yeah.
Back in Montreal. So did he have actually any factor in you running it back here, or what?
No, definitely. To come back with the boys, it's just a great feeling. So it's just, as long as everything lined up as it should, I felt like I was gonna be back here anyways. But I would say he had some pull. He kept chipping away.
I feel that.
And what else ultimately led you to come back and sign for not just 1 year but two?
Good question. It just felt right at the time. Like, without getting the other interest from the other teams, is just, as much as it sounded good, like, I know in my gut where I want it to be. So let's say I'll get input from somebody and they're like, "Oh, you should go there." Well, I'm like, and then as soon as somebody reassured me about staying, I'm like, yeah. So it was really just my gut feeling, and just like, I just love it, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think 2022, at least for me, in my opinion, for you was a big coming out party. I'd say you obviously had a hugely expanded role in the offense, and one of my favorite plays, we were obviously at the game, was your 70-yard touchdown against Saskatchewan in week 3.
Oh yeah,
I think it was. Yeah, and like the way you beat your guy off the line, and you made that adjustment, you really made it look really easy. But something I didn't know until today or yesterday, and I'm sure a lot of people didn't know, that was your first career touchdown.
yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like it was a long time coming. Like,
Yeah.
it was such a great feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the last touchdown I would have had would have been at Saint FX in 2018.
Right. Yeah. So what was that like? During the play, in the end zone, on the bench, like how much weight was that off your shoulders, you'd say?
Definitely, like, got rid of that monkey on my back. Like, so I remember before the play, or like plays before, I just kept beating him off the line, and then Mike up top, he was like, okay, if he just throw it to Kaion, if he keeps burning him like that, and then Trevor's like, okay, I'm just gonna throw it, and then next play he throws it, I'm like, okay, Kaion, catch it, and then I remember I was running, I was like, do not step out of bounds, because I had to like adjust.
Yeah.
I was going so fast, I couldn't really like slow down, so I was like, just lean.
Yeah.
But no, definitely a weight was lifted. Like, I felt like it was a long time coming. I needed it just for my own morale. Like,
yeah, no, for sure. And I think, like, I'm sure Trevor would say the same. Like you said, I don't think there was much of a read on that play. I think it was just snapping the ball, chucking it up to Kaion, but it was an amazing play. I really love that.
I appreciate it.
And obviously that kind of ties into, last year you played a lot out wide. And I'm kind of hearing and, understanding from Coach Moss and how he wants to, run this offense. The plan, I would assume, is to let you run a little bit at slot too, right? This year.
Yeah.
How much does that excite you, getting back to slot where I think you played at St. FX, you played a lot there too.
I'm super excited because playing out wide, your route tree is very limited, right? Like you can run your quick outs. Then they got me involved more with like a lot of screenplays, but like so you can only run that so many times. And then besides that, you have a dig route and a comeback, but like a comeback to the field, how often are you gonna throw that?
Yeah, so me and Shane, like we had season tickets last year, and we just kept saying to ourselves, KJG is good for like 4 screens a game, like, and it was always like that. We knew AC was cooking it up too, and we always saw it coming. But yeah, so being able to play in that slot, I'm sure that excites you. Like I said, it's where you are super comfortable with and played a lot at St. FX as well, right?
Yeah, no, I'm super comfortable. I'm excited for this season, so it's gonna be great.
And how much have you actually spoken to Coach Moss since he got hired?
I literally spoke to him like I remember I wanted to talk to him before I re-signed up because I was like, it's just like a whirlwind of like emotions. Okay, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go there, and I'm like, okay, let me just call Coach Moss, and then kind of like grounded me in a sense, and then just reassured me. He's like, yeah.
All right, and now Dawson talked about it last year was kind of a little bit of your coming out party in the offense. And now, obviously, you guys lost 2 big guys. You lost Jake Winicky and Gino in that receiving room. So your role is obviously going to expand even more. So what should we as fans expect from you this year?
Just big plays. That's big plays. Lots of yak. Me and Tyson, we said we want to be number 1 and 2 in yards after catch per catch again. So, you just need just big plays, touchdowns, and wins. That's all.
Sir. Most players come in and they set their season long goals. I don't know if you've set yours yet, but would you be willing to share something that like you just said, the yak and all that stuff? Is there something else?
I feel like I can get 1,000 yards if given the opportunity. Like, so that's definitely on my list. And then I want my average per catch to be like about 16. And other than that, just win. Like just win.
Yeah, so we've brought up Tyson a few times here. And obviously you and I spoke about it in the DMs a little bit when it came out, but he dropped that little challenge, that shout out to you with the slow feed don't eat challenge. Kaion, we're giving you the floor here to give a little reply to Tyson. Let the fans know who's got the quicker feet, who's faster. We also just interviewed an unnamed quarterback of yours, and he gave us his opinion too. So we'll bring you up to speed after we hear your answer.
I'll compare. I think I said this on I forget the podcast name, but it was last week. But Tyson, I would say he's a lot twitchy. He's very twitchy. But I'm like just a lot more power, I would say. So like I compared it to like Thunder myself, and then Lightning. If that makes sense. But I'm always gonna pick myself. So
So we just wrapped up an interview like an hour ago with Davis Alexander. He said like the like you said, the twitchiness, the quick feet, he'll give it to Tyson, but straight line speed, he's rocking with you all day.
Yeah. I'm honest. So he's very twitchy, and I can only be so twitchy at 215.
That's it. But you'll take him to school.
My younger days when I was like a good 197, I was a lot quicker, but now like I like to be the happy medium.
I feel you. And now jumping back to your off season a little bit, you went and worked out for the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
Walk us through a bit of that experience. That's obviously awesome, but what was that like?
So literally, I was playing Call of Duty on a nice Saturday. My agent called me. He's like, "You ready to go?" And I already just finished my workout for the morning. Yeah. And I was like, "When are we going?" He's like, "Monday." I was like, "Oh, okay." that's pretty quick. So then they flew me out. Who else was there? Jalen Ackland was there. Yeah. Nathan Rourke, and then there's 2 other tight ends. But those were great. It was great overall. Like I feel like I proved myself. Like I had a good day, and just overall a good experience.
So that experience is it's a one-day thing for you?
Yeah.
Okay, so you walk in, work out for the coaches. And
So literally, like we flew in. I got in Monday night,
mm-hmm.
and then Tuesday morning we work out, and then you shower and whatever, and then they take you to the airport.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's very quick. I don't think I was in Denver for over 24 hours. Like,
oh man.
And have you had any further discussions with Denver after that, or?
I believe they were talking to my agent, and then I think they were talking about the futures deal, and then the coaches got fired.
Yeah.
So life, right? So
with your expanded role, do you think it's going to lead you to more opportunities in the NFL?
I would hope so, but you never know, right? Like, it's all in God's hands and whatever I produce.
Mm-hmm.
So it probably would be more my favor if I had better stats, you know. But
mm-hmm.
it is. God has a plan, right?
Now we've brought him up a few times. Obviously, Tyson, there's a great camaraderie, great just great teammate, you guys, obviously. So I prepped a few questions. Obviously we spoke about the that slow feet don't eat challenge, who's quicker, who's faster. But I want to hear from you about a few other things, whether it's in football, whether it's outside of football. And you just tell me who's got the edge, you or Tyson. All right, so we'll start off on the field. We'll go, who's got the better hands?
I'm gonna just pick me for everything.
Okay. All right, but let's try to be a little honest. Okay, so on the field, who's got the better drip?
He does. I have zero drip. I'm still trying to learn football drip.
Off the field?
Me.
Okay. Who's got the better taste in music?
Me.
Okay. Who's got the better taste in food?
It might be equal because we both love food.
Okay. Because he told us when he came on, he said that he hasn't really explored the Montreal food scene. Obviously, he's only been there 1 year. You've been there like 3-4 years now. Have you done...
I guess, like if he's backing out, I'm gonna take it then.
But have you dove into the Montreal food scene at all? Do you have a favorite spot in the city?
My favorite spot is probably Avenue, like for like breakfast.
Yeah.
I can go there like every day.
Yeah. All right. Well, we mentioned it at the top of the episode a little bit. I don't know if you guys have ever played together. Who's the better COD player?
Oh, I am.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I am. And I'm not even good either, but I'm better than him.
Okay. Who's got the better social media game?
Probably him.
Okay.
I'm trying to get better on social media, but he's the younger generation, right?
How old are you?
26.
The younger generation.
He's younger than me by like what?
Yeah. No, he's a youngin. He's a youngin for sure.
Another guy we had on the podcast, Joshua Nantwi, said that I think it was like every Wednesday or every Tuesday, a couple of you guys would watch movies or something. And he mentioned you and he mentioned Tyson Philpott. How important is it for the success of the team to have that relationship with you guys off the field?
I think it's very important to me because like you don't want to just be coworkers, like you still want to have that same camaraderie you had at like university, high school, and having fun playing the game. So building friendships and just building that rapport with everyone, and you closer on the field and off the field. So,
and then I actually discovered this a little bit when I was diving into just you as a player and looking at the stats, looking at the roster. If I'm not mistaken, I think you're now the longest tenured Alouettes receiver, which is crazy considering you've only been there. But who else has been there longer than you?
Like on the team right now?
No, receivers.
Oh, I guess yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I realized that today. I think you've been there.
It would have been Gino.
Yeah, that's it. But now it's you with 3 seasons. Is what I'm getting at. But obviously, considering you didn't really know that, but like how much of a leadership role are you kind of expecting coming into this year, considering you're one of those longest tenured guys? You're obviously going to be jumping into that expanded role a little bit more.
Going in each day, put my hard hat on, give it 100%, just showing up essentially. I'm not much of a vocal guy, but I like to lead by example. So if I know I'm doing what I need to do, I could be influencing someone else, or if I see someone else doing this, I can do that too. just setting a standard for the team, or everyone setting the standard, not just myself, because it's a team, right? So, and everyone just meeting that same standard day in and day out, or surpassing it.
100%. And then obviously, the Owls just recently brought in one of the CFL greats from this generation, and Greg Ellingson. Have you spoken to him at all since he signed?
No, I haven't. I haven't gotten to chance to speak with him, but I did follow him on Instagram.
Yeah,
sure we'll speak soon.
For sure.
And another guy that was brought in, new quarterback, Cody Fajardo. Have you reached out to him and maybe let him know that I'm the guy now?
I reached out to him. Like the day he signed. We're both excited, so
letting him know that you're the receiver who's got to get the ball the most, or what?
Yeah, no, I'll never be the one to say that, but everybody wants the ball at the end of the day. But yeah, hopefully he,
And my last question here, just like we've talked about, expanded role and all that stuff we've been saying. What's your off-season program looking like now that we think that, or that you're going to be getting more targets and all that stuff?
It's roughly the same as it was last year. So let's say Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'll be training with my trainer, doing weights, some plyometric stuff or agility work, and then let's say Tuesdays and Thursdays I'll be doing more skill specific stuff, and then the weekends I'll still do some more skill stuff and yoga maybe.
Kaion, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. Before we wrap up, we've asked this question to a few guys on the squad, and no one's gotten even close to the right answer. I don't know if you've seen any clips or whatnot. I think we did it with Stanback. We did it with someone else, but
with Aki.
Yeah, with Aki too. The question is, do you know how much a hot dog at a Montreal Alouettes game costs? If you had to guess.
It's probably something crazy. Oh, $7.50.
Yo,
nailed it.
$7.50
for a hot dog. Hey,
that's wild.
New ownership, who knows what the prices will be next year, but
are they even big hot dogs?
It says jumbo hot dog, but it's an average ass hot dog.
It's not like a Costco hot dog, I guess.
No, Costco hot dogs don't give you stuff. That's the greatest deal in America or Canada. Yeah. That's the greatest deal of all time.
That's wild. $7.50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like $7 for a slice of pizza.
And you gotta buy a water bottle, which is another $4 or something like that. Yeah. Outrageous.
Anyways, man. Hey, congratulations. You are our first guest to get that even close. So that's probably the greatest accomplishment of your career so far. So congratulations.
Put it on the resume. Can I get you print out a plaque for me, please?
I will. Hey, we'll get it. We'll put it on a t-shirt, and we'll get that set down to you for sure. But Kaion, thank you so much for taking the time today. But to finish it off, I'll give the floor to you a little bit. Obviously back in Montreal, what message do you have for the fans coming into 2023?
Come out, support. Don't worry about the other antics that are going on. We're gonna be good. Come watch the touchdowns, watch the big plays.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 11 will always be open.
Yeah.
2 more years of 11 at least.
Yes, sir.
Exactly.